Pastor Jay here. Thank you for coming to hang out with me for another Teen Talk. You're a teen, I'm a youth pastor, you have a lot to say, I want to hear what you have to say, so let's have a conversation. You know, last week when we had this conversation, or last month rather, I brought to you some information about how you handle yourself as a teenager with the pandemic still being relevant, still being out. How do you protect yourself? How do you keep yourself from getting COVID? How do you keep yourself from spreading COVID? I shared with you some tips. If you didn't get a chance to watch that video, go back to the Facebook page or Instagram, wherever you're watching this, and go back and catch that video. Share it with your friends so that they can have the information too. This week, I'm coming back with you to give you a part 2 on this. So we talked about COVID and the ways that you can prevent yourself from getting it, like I told you before. But this week I have a special guest. Our very own Brianna Autry is here, and she is hanging out with us. And I brought her on because this is Teen Talk. And like I said, we want to have a real good conversation about what the pandemic is like for you, right? I know we hear a lot about how the pandemic has impacted adults, but I know for you as a teen, you have had your own unique experience with this pandemic, with the social distancing and so many things. And so, Brianna, I just want to give you a chance to kind of shed some light on what your experience has been like with the pandemic. If you would just go ahead and tell me a little bit about what it's been like for you going through COVID, this pandemic as a teen.
I will say that it has been a bit challenging. There have been a few bumps along the way. Like, some were beneficial, some weren't. But I will say that I'm just blessed that I'm still alive and that my family's still alive. And
Yeah.
able to go through it.
Very true, very true. Very grateful that even though we had to go through this difficult experience and we're still going through, we're going through alive, right? We're going through well. But what for you, Bree, if you had to just pull apart one thing, what for you was probably the biggest challenge, or what is the biggest challenge of this pandemic?
I will say school.
Okay.
Not that I have a problem with virtual school. It's just that I know that for a lot of teens that it's been a difficult thing to get used to, and also now we're going back to school physically, and it's like half and half or whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like takes a big toll on everybody else, whether it's socially or just mentally.
Right. I wonder if that's your experience too. You know, I was thinking about it because, you know, I recently graduated and I'm a school counselor too also now. And one of the things that I've noticed is that you all are really having to relearn how to learn. I don't know if you really caught that or not,
Yeah.
but you do. You
Yeah.
have to relearn how to learn, and then you still have to
Yes,
learn,
absolutely.
and you still have to pass your grades, but you are literally experiencing something that no one has ever gone through before. Not on this level where everybody, the whole world is learning like this. So I definitely can understand, just from my point of view, how difficult that is to be able to like try to go through that and push through. So definitely an understandable challenge. What for you then would you say to a teen? What would you say to someone who's watching right now, who's going through the virtual thing in school, still trying to make it through? What advice would you give them to make it through?
Well, I would say for one, school's almost over. So just you gotta get it together. Like, I don't really know. Just I know it's hard. It's been a rough 2 years, almost 2 years, I guess. Not really, but it's been rough for everybody. But I know that we can do this. We've all been going through this together for a long time, and I know that once the school year's over, we're just gonna be happy that it's over and that you made it. You did this stuff. You are awesome with your grades and with everything else that you've done so far. And I'm cheering for you.
Yes, absolutely. We are all rooting for you for sure. And not only that, she's given us insight on what her experience has been like with the pandemic. But Bree also went and I learned on Facebook that she actually went and got vaccinated, which I think is absolutely so cool. And that's another reason why I wanted to bring her on to Teen Talk, to kind of shed light on her experience. Maybe you're having some doubts on whether or not you want to try it or do it. I don't know. I'm not trying to sway you in one direction or the other. I just want to make sure you're informed. So Bree, why don't you just shed some light for us and just tell us a little bit about what your experience was like with getting vaccinated.
So I will say before, I was just a little bit nervous.
Okay, yeah.
Because I mean, it's a shot, but also I know I heard some of the stuff that's in it, like mRNA and stuff, and whatever they had to put in there to try to keep COVID from out of your body and prevent it from getting your body. So then when I got the shot, it was quick, it was simple. There was a line, but you know, it was a simple, very like efficient process.
Okay.
And so I was very impressed by it. So then, yeah, when I got the shot, it did hurt.
Okay.
But of
All
course,
right, so it did hurt.
It did hurt. But
Okay.
it was just plain and simple, just like that. So.
Okay, all right. So it wasn't like a long shot.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
no.
just like a.
Like it was like, boop, and that's
Okay,
it.
and then that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So what was your experience after post shot? What did you notice about yourself?
So I noticed that later on during the day, my arm started getting.
I've been hearing about that.
Super sore. I was like, I couldn't even move it super fast. Like every single time I moved it up, it would just hurt. Like
Okay.
I just exercised. And then yeah, the next day I will say that I was feeling super fatigued, like tired.
Okay.
I felt like I was getting a little bit hot. Like I thought I was catching a fever as well from it. I don't know. And then my arm was still sore.
Okay.
And then I think it went like that for another day, except I wasn't that feverish. I was just still a little bit tired and my arm was still sore. But then after that, everything went back to normal.
Okay. So maybe about like 2 to 3 days of symptoms is what you kind of described. So arm soreness, which I have heard about. Okay, and then you mentioned tiredness, so you were really tired, as if we need anything else to be tired about. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure you do too. So, okay, so there's that. And then you said that there was one more thing. What did you say again? That was that you were noticing the tiredness, your arm was sore, and...
And like, well, I think my stomach was hurting a bit as well.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. You said you felt like you were getting a fever.
Yeah.
Feeling warm. Okay, so those 3 things are what you noticed, but now that you've gotten past all that, if you had to do it over again, would you get the shot again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know that it's important for all of us to be safe during this pandemic, and one of the best ways to be safe is to get the vaccine. Because
Yeah.
now that it's finally out, you probably want to get it already, so then you can protect yourself from the pandemic,
Yeah.
from the virus.
Right.
So yeah, and then I'm supposed to take it in like 21 days or on the 21st.
Okay.
And I.
So you do have multiple shots that you have to get, so like more than one?
Oh well, yeah, you have to get 2 actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very cool. So Brianna says if she had to do it over again, she would get the shot again. Even after going through the experience of all the symptoms, I don't know, what are you thinking? After listening to Brianna, are you feeling a little bit more confident about doing it? Are you feeling a little less confident about doing it? Let us know. Light up the comment section right now. Let us know your thoughts. Are you in? Are you out? Are you still on the fence? We want to hear from you. No pressure whatsoever. I just want you to be informed and recognize and understand that there are things in place to make sure that you can stay safe, that you can stay safe, and that your loved ones can stay safe through this pandemic. Remember, the Word of God says that He has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, right? Of love and a sound mind. So be safe, be vigilant, but enjoy life. And if it's good to you, go get the virus. Not the virus. Go get the vaccine. Please don't get the virus. We don't want anybody to catch COVID. Get the vaccine. All right. I'll see you next week. Until next time, thanks for joining us for another Teen Talk. Brianna, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
H3 Music.